In the deepest corners of ancient temples, where light barely touches the walls and silence holds millennia-old secrets, there exists a ritual that few have seen, and even fewer have dared to practice. A ritual with salt, simple in appearance, yet powerful beyond common understanding. Monks have used it for centuries to ward off dark presences, disperse negative energies, and protect the sacred. It is not superstition, it is not movie magic. It is ancestral knowledge that channels strength, intention, and spiritual protection. Today, you will discover this secret, preserved for generations. You will learn how salt, a humble and pure element, can become your invisible shield, your barrier against forces that seek to disturb your peace. Prepare yourself, because what you will see here is not just a ritual. It is a key to reclaim your space, your energy, and your tranquility. For years, I blamed stress, routine, modern life, but no remedy explained the fatigue that clung to my body, nor the chills I felt. Have you ever crossed the hallway of your own home and felt disconnected for no reason, as if your energy was silently drained, leaving no trace? That is exactly what happened to me. Until a woman, a Buddhist nun I met on an unexpected trip through southern India, asked me a question that completely changed my life. Have you ever cleansed the invisible in your home? Her words struck me like lightning. I had never thought of it. She spoke of an ancient teaching, preserved for centuries in mountain temples, about stagnant energies acting like underground currents that drain the soul without you noticing. She explained that certain spaces learn to fall ill, and over time affect everyone who lives there. Recurrent illnesses, lack of money, relationships collapsing for no reason, repeated nightmares. All of this can have a subtle origin hidden beneath the carpet of our perception. And the most astonishing part, she showed me how to dissolve that invisible burden with something I already had at home, but had been using incorrectly. A simple handful of salt, a silent gesture, a precise intention. If this has happened to you too, the feeling that something is off and you don't know what it is, write in the comments now. It has happened to me. Let's create a protective network in the comments. You are not alone. In the next section, I will reveal the spiritual force that settles into a space when it is neglected. Spoiler: it has a name and is known to paralyze even experienced monks. It enters slowly, starting from the corners of the house, and before you know it, you no longer feel pleasure in anything. Its name, klesha. Few people know this, but in Buddhist philosophy, there exists an invisible force called klesha energy, a dense, silent, persistent vibration that acts like a virus for the soul. It doesn't knock down doors, it makes no noise, leaves no traces, yet it turns a home into a minefield of emotional exhaustion, financial blocks, and arguments that arise out of nowhere. Have you noticed how some homes carry a heaviness in the air? People walk in and yawn for no reason. Plants wither. Relationships tense without apparent cause. This is not a coincidence. It is a symptom of active klesha. According to Tibetan masters, this energy does not come from ghosts or curses. It is born from accumulated emotions, words charged with pain, and objects imbued with memory. Every time you suppress a tear, scream in anger, or simply ignore your discomfort, part of that vibration remains in the air, and air, as you know, circulates through every room. Now listen closely. Klesha only settles in homes where awareness has been abandoned. It is like mold. It only grows where there is darkness and emotional humidity. But there is a practice, a silent ritual, something monks do not write in books, only pass from master to disciple. A gesture at dawn with consecrated salt and a deep breath can interrupt the cycle of spiritual drainage. That salt, according to the teachings, is not just a mineral. It is a symbol, an anchor to reprogram the space's vibration and signal to negative energies that presence has awakened. And here comes something even more important. This ritual does not work every day. The ancient masters said it is only effective at specific times, when the moon is in a waning phase or when the house is completely silent. If you want to learn more rituals like this video now, that signals to YouTube and the universe that you are ready to receive more spiritual wisdom. But before I show you the full ritual, you need to understand the biggest mistake that 90% of people make when trying to cleanse a house, which actually worsens the energy. They think they are purifying, but they are really activating a repetitive cycle that binds the soul to that space for years. If you perform this ritual at another time, nothing happens, but if you do it exactly as I am about to show you, it is like lighting a bonfire in a dark room. You will need 3 things: a handful of coarse salt, a glass of room temperature water, and absolute silence. No TV, no phone, no one calling your name. Silence is the veil that allows the invisible to enter. Before starting, close all the windows. Feel the air of the house trapped with you. This is important. We are preparing the space as if it were a sanctuary. Sit on the floor facing the front door. This is not symbolic, it is strategic. According to the masters, all spiritual energy enters or exits along the same vibrational line as the door. Now, place the glass of water in front of your chest. Take the salt and, with your right hand, slowly pour it into the water in silence. Pay attention to the sound, the soft crackle of the salt grains hitting the bottom of the glass, the small turbulence forming in the center of the water, the subtle movement of bubbles rising as if something is being released. That is what is happening now. With your eyes closed, mentally repeat this phrase 3 times. All that is not mine goes away now. All that is mine returns to me. This is not poetry. It is a vibrational command. Words are anchors of intention, and when spoken in a state of presence, they transform the field around you. You may feel a slight pressure in your chest or a change in the air's temperature. Some people report shivers, others a sudden urge to cry. Let it flow. Whatever must leave is leaving. Now write in the comments, I am at peace. I am protected. I am ready. By writing it, you anchor that intention in physical reality and help expand this vibration to others who are here with you. Yes, you are part of something bigger. Here comes a detail that almost no one knows. If, after the ritual, you hear a creak in the ceiling or the glass crack slightly, it means the energy has responded. And this opens the way to the second stage, the seal of protection. But this seal cannot be made with salt. It is something much older. It was found behind a broken mirror in an abandoned temple in Nepal. Hidden behind an old mirror, covered in dust and symbols carved with a knife. When it was removed, 3 monks remained silent for 3 days. The seal is not made of salt or water. It is a living ancestral symbol, forbidden in some monasteries and considered too sacred to be publicly reproduced. The first time I heard of it, the nun guiding me whispered, "You are not ready to see this symbol. It shows what lies beyond the wall I didn't understand." It sounded like a metaphor until I actually saw what was behind the wall. This symbol was discovered in 1974 inside an abandoned temple in Nepal during an excavation conducted by Tibetan monks seeking protective relics before Western invaders arrived. Behind a cracked mirror, they found a stone compartment sealed with vegetable wax. Inside, an aged scroll and a piece of embroidered cloth with silver threads. There was the seal. It is not beautiful, not symmetrical, but it vibrates. Yes, it emits a low, almost imperceptible frequency that causes slight dizziness in those not aligned. But for those who have already performed the salt ritual, it activates something more, a sealing field that prevents new invasive energies from settling. According to translated records, this symbol only appears to those who have already properly cleansed the space. Attempting to use it earlier may cause the opposite effect, a kind of spiritual confusion known as an inner portal misalignment. That is why, to this day, it has never been published in official books. It is transmitted only through trust between master and disciple. And according to the monks themselves, it reaches those who need it, never those who merely desire it. If you have made it this far, write in the comments, "I am chosen." This is not a cliché. It is a vibrational code, a way to show yourself that you are ready to advance. In the next step, you will understand how this symbol physically acts on your body, and why, in certain cases, it needs to be activated with an ingredient considered impure by religious dogma. This ingredient has been used for centuries, but only when combined with the symbol does it reveal its true nature, and many still fear using it. Those who dare to activate the seal feel it first in the body. A slight dizziness, a weight released from the nape. Then something changes in the house. The air feels clearer, and the silence finally becomes peace. This is the testimony of dozens of people who completed the full ritual, salt, seal, and intention, and almost all describe the same pattern in the following hours. Sleep comes faster and is deeper than usual. Vivid dreams with symbols, numbers, people who have passed. A sense of lightness in the environment, as if the space breathes with you, and in some cases, unexpected signs of abundance. A woman shared that the day after the ritual, she received a call she had been waiting for 7 months. Another said that upon waking, she found a hummingbird stopped on her windowsill, motionless, looking inside. Coincidence or response? According to the ancients, when the vibration of a space is consciously elevated, the external reality reorganizes accordingly. It's like tuning an antenna. Suddenly, messages start arriving clearly. But what surprises most is how this process affects the body. Some feel chills, others intense sweating. Some notice pains that last minutes and then disappear completely. These are natural reactions of a cellular energy cleanse. Yes, cellular, because modern science now recognizes that the body responds to subtle fields. Research in vibrational neuroscience shows that environments with high energy loads cause alterations in brain waves, especially in areas related to memory, sleep, and decision-making. In other words, changing the field changes the mind, and changing the mind changes destiny. Here's something important. The response is not always pleasant at first. When you break an old pattern, the body reacts with strangeness. That's why the masters recommend 3 days of relative silence after the ritual. Avoid arguments, negative news, and excessive noise. It's like healing an invisible wound. If you feel something different in the next few hours, return here and share it in the comments. Your experience can validate someone else's, or even help them understand what they're feeling. In this path, sharing is healing. If you haven't written anything yet, now is the moment, because in the next video, I will reveal the impure ingredient, the most controversial of all, that transforms the seal into a true energetic shield. Yes, it has been used by magicians, healers, and renegade monks for centuries. But for reasons you will only understand when I tell you what happened when it was used incorrectly. This ingredient was once banned in 3 countries, but when combined with the seal, it reveals a force capable of breaking any curse. There are homes where the ritual works better, and they all share one thing: a catalyst object. I wasn't going to talk about this now. Normally, this knowledge is reserved for those who have already completed all protection cycles, but something tells me you're ready to take one more step. So here it is. There is a physical object that amplifies the energy of the seal and makes the ritual 3 times more powerful. And no, it's not a crystal. It's something much simpler, and you may already have it at home, forgotten in a drawer, or kept as a memento from earlier times. A piece of cloth that has already absorbed your pain. It could be a t-shirt you wore on difficult days, a handkerchief soaked in tears, a sheet from sleepless nights. According to hidden teachings, this object holds your rawest frequency. It is like an energetic mirror of what needs to be transmuted. Now breathe deeply and feel this. By wrapping the glass of salt and water in that cloth, as if protecting something fragile, you are telling the invisible field, I acknowledge what hurts, but I choose to transform it. The catalyst object acts as a bridge between pain and release. It is not meant to be discarded, it is meant to be purified with you. After the ritual, the cloth must be washed under running water with white vinegar. We will talk more about the vinegar later. The water should be discarded outside the house, and the cloth stored with the intention of rebirth. It will be your new vibrational shortcut. Whenever you need quick protection, simply touch it with full presence. But beware, do not use someone else's cloth. External vibrations can interfere with your field, generating noise in the energy communication. If you already know which object you will use as a catalyst, write now in the comments. I choose to transform. That is the beginning of a conscious pact with your own energy. If this content is resonating with you, save this video now, because the next step involves an ingredient that has been feared, hidden, and even criminalized by ancient religious traditions. It is considered impure, but in the right hands, it becomes the most powerful spiritual weapon ever documented by silent monks. If the salt ritual opened a door, and the symbol sealed that door, the next step is to understand what dwells on the other side. You have not reached this point by chance. Maybe you felt something from the start of this video, a shiver at a phrase, or your heart beating faster without logical explanation. That is what the ancients called a vibrational calling. Some people watch out of curiosity, others out of necessity. But there is a third group, those who were remembered, people with a finer sensitivity that cannot be explained by religion, science, or logic. They don't follow rules, they feel. And if you are here with a calmer heart or clearer mind, you may be one of these people, and you need to know that the most powerful part of this knowledge is still to come. I'm talking about a ritual that can only be performed once a month, at a precise moment when the earth's vibration drops enough to allow the cleansing of invisible bindings. These bindings do not come from curses. They come from contracts you never consciously signed, but were activated by words, relationships, or old wounds. Interestingly, the key to breaking all of this is not a crystal or a mantra. It is an ingredient considered impure by traditional religions: vinegar. Yes, vinegar, but not the kind from your kitchen pantry. This is consecrated vinegar, prepared with specific herbs at precise times under absolute silence. A strong-smelling, restless liquid used by nomadic magicians, mountain shamans, and a group of Tibetan monks exiled for practicing what they called vibrational alchemy. And the most surprising part, it is not ingested. It is blown. Yes, blown toward doors, windows, and mirrors, as if expelling from the space everything that should never have entered. Here's the crucial point. If done incorrectly, it seals the opposite. It traps, instead of liberates. That is why this ritual will not be shared here. It will only be revealed in the next video, and not for everyone. Only for those who have demonstrated presence, intention, and respect for what they received today. If you have felt this calling this far, write in the comments, "I want the vinegar ritual." That simple comment is not just interaction, it is the silent code that tells the universe, "I am ready." Here's an important warning. The next video will only be available for 48 hours. After that, by direct instruction of the ritual guardians, it will be hidden and will not return until the moon completes a new cycle. This is serious. If you miss the moment, you will have to wait an entire month. In this type of practice, timing is everything. Those who watch late do not receive the correct vibration. So if you want to receive the next step, subscribe now and activate the notification bell with all alerts. Don't let the algorithm decide for you. Decide, and when the video comes out, watch it with silence, presence, and respect. The revelation of the consecrated vinegar is not just a ritual. It is a turning point for those who feel they carry something that was never theirs, so that your home feels light, your eyes perceive the invisible with wisdom, and your soul is ready for what comes next. Shanti, Shalom, peace. If you have made it this far, something within you has already begun to change. Maybe you cannot yet explain it. Maybe you cannot name what you felt, but now feel your body, the breathing, the surrounding silence, the lightness beginning to expand in the space around you. This is not just a video. It is a frequency. And when you allow yourself to pass through it, even if you don't understand everything, you align with the invisible, with your home, and with what resides deep in your soul. Let ancient energies release. Let the water in your home flow in peace again. Let your thoughts soften, and from today onward, never sleep in a place where pain hides. You are not alone. We are all part of the same circle. People who feel more than they see, who know how to listen to silence, and who carry ancestral wisdom in their cells, even if they cannot remember its origin. Leave a comment if you felt this energy with us today. This is how we spread this vibration, without noise, without imposition, only with presence. We will see each other in the next video, when the right moment comes, when you are ready, and when the truth of the consecrated vinegar can finally be revealed. Shanti, Shalom, peace. Now you are protected.